Today, I will be covering why games like deadrails and Grow a Garden and Ink games fell off. Let's start with deadrails since I'm already here, of course. This is my opinion. Deadrails just started adding too many new characters and then all the trains that if you wanted to get, you'd either have to grind for hours or just pay. And I mean, I paid to win for the metal train, and it would have took me hours. It took so many people hours, and it's still kind of popular, but it just doesn't hit the same after all the hours you grinded and the repetitive same thing, same thing, same thing. And it just takes a long time in general. People love simple games like Garden back then, and over time, it just took a lot more grinding to get the new items than it did in the past. And it was getting too repetitive. That's the reason why it fell off. And it didn't fall off that bad. It still has an average of 30k players daily, hourly. Every day I log on, it's always at 30k or above, sometimes reaching 50k. I haven't seen it get into the 100k in a while, but like a look at all these trains. Let's see. That would take 300 bonds. That's like 3 hours. Um, 3 hours, 25 minutes. Just takes a long time. And then they added new characters, which don't really do nothing. The best characters always gonna be survivalist for some reason. They just added too much, and you can't get it all. It takes way too long. See, there used to be simple classes that used to the highest class was 50 bonds. Now the highest is, let's see, 100, so an hour. Or more, probably more. It just takes so long, and it's kind of locked behind pay to win. There is an option to get it, though. I'm not hating. I still play it sometimes, and it just don't hit the same. On to the next, which is ink games. Average is below 20k a day. And I mean, look at this. This was just copied straight out of 99 Nights in the Forest. And look at all the characters they have. Just mythic. They have like more mythics than they have commons. They have 2 commons. More mythics. Which is again locked behind pay to win if you want. I've never got a mythic and I've played for hours. Um Barely any legendaries. The most is mythics. And that's crazy. And then if you want guards, you have to pay to win. And actually, guards what led to the downfall. Right when the guards came out, everything fell off. Absolutely everything. People stopped playing because they were like, oh, I'm just going to get killed by dumb guards. And it just got repetitive, and they kept adding new games that made it impossible to play without, for example, a kid's mom saying, get in here and help me, and then die in the game because it takes hours. There's what, like 20 games that you have to complete, and it's just crazy. And then all the pay to win included. There's cost Halloween store, and it updates good, like good times, but every update just don't hit. And it's hard to play anymore because I guess it just got old over time and they kept adding way too much. Way too much. That was just unnecessary. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you still like it, that's fine. I loved to play it with friends back in the day. I hope they make a server that was just old ink games. Maybe keep the same classes, but make it just the original games. They could have like split the servers into season 1 and season 2. They could have did a lot better on this and not copy stuff from 99 Nights in the Forest. I get they were trying to have a comeback, but it didn't help because they're still under 20k. average. I hope they just like have common sense and put it into servers. Season 1, Season 2. Easy. Then the game's playable again. Well, that's really all I have to say. I loved Ink games when it came out. And remove guards. Oh wait, they can't because they made it pay to win. Um, yeah, on to Grow Garden, which was the biggest game back then. Grow Garden, with an average of 50k or below. Still have all that crap. Over time, just getting new plants didn't hit the same when they just kept adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. It got too repetitive, in my opinion. Like adding new transcendent things, but prismatic was supposed to be the best. Um, they added all the rebirth, which I think ruined the game. I mean, after rebirth, that's when it started hitting lows. And right now the average is always pretty much below 50k, maybe below 60. And then they added this. Then they added this. They had to go and mess it up. What is this? What is this? So you get sucky rewards. Interesting, interesting. Nothing too good. But then if you buy it, which it already takes a long time, like you cannot complete this path with how much XP it takes unless you go and click all, which is pay to win, of course. Um, it's crazy. And over time, the events just didn't hit the same. They weren't like the old events that were simplistic, and that's what everybody likes. And let's just see what this is. I haven't played this game in so long. This one don't seem too hard, but I'm sure it probably is. I don't know. I don't pay attention. What even is this? New event? An event meter? Bro, you just gotta wait. And then they added where you have to like feed them plants to get them upgraded. I don't know. It just fell off. I think the start of the downfall was definitely the rebirth. And then everything else hit with the battle pass, which who wants to pay for that? I mean, like, I get Fortnite, but this is like, 15 bucks. And it pretty much includes nothing except for pay to win. Fortnite don't even include pay to win. Truthfully, it just got competitive with the new plants and new plants and new plants, and nobody wanted to play with all these new plants coming out because they kept trying to. I, I could have just gave her all my stuff, bro. Um, it just went crazy because everybody was trying to keep up with the new plants, the new animals, which got locked behind pay to win, as you can see. You had to pay for them, some of the pets, which used to, you could get them either way, and it just fell off over time. We thought it was fun a long time ago, and it was until exploiters, rebirths, and the most pay to win things on earth. And that is all I have to say. I'm not gonna play Growing Garden, probably. This is my first time in like 5 months. That's really all I'm gonna say. This is my opinion, of course, and I have no hate to these games. I just think they could have did things a little smarter. I can't code for crap, so yeah. Have a great day. Subscribe if you thought this was knowledgeable of why the games led to their downfall. And if you don't think so, please leave that in the comments because I want to know what y'all think on how it became what it is today, which all of these games are 100 under 100k players per second, and this game was at 25 million, some averages, which is crazy. I think the admin events got suckier too. I'm not gonna lie, they messed up with that. So yeah, bye. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments.